you don't like one, you can like other part of it. And this one, I really love the lyrics. Very powerful. It actually goes great with the topic today. She had the lyrics and just said, let's dissect this. And see how it goes along with today's topic. And today's topic is, let it be. Let it be.
There's a song called that too.
We love that song. It was going to be played today, but Susan mentioned Mercury was drinking Gatorade or something. It was taking a break.
It wasn't cooperating with me today.
But played it like 6 times on repeat on the way here because I had that kind of time. So, totally just sent it. Thank you, Beatles. But let it be. Let it be. It is such a powerful phrase. 3 words, let it be. And we say that at the end of our prayers, let it be, and so it is. What does that mean to each and every one of us? It can mean something different. It can switch up what it means depending what we're going through. I have a little list here of little notes. And first, I just want to say that it reminds me of the Serenity Prayer, the very beginning of it. Do we all know the Serenity Prayer? A little bit, kind of. Yeah, it's okay. I don't have it memorized and not down to. But it goes something like this. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And then, amen. So it is reminds me of to accept the things I cannot change. There are some things that we experience in life that we just can't change. They happen. You got to learn to accept some of these things. It's a way of being able to process, go through it. It's been done. A lot of times it feels whatever's been done has been done to us, but it's done for us. We learn that in life. So let it be, let it be. Faith and to let things be, you got to embody faith and trust. Because how can we just let it be if we're not going to believe in it? If we don't trust it, that's when we find resistance. That we feel the need to change something because we don't trust that that's going to be good for us or it's going to happen to us. It's not safe or something's there, and we don't trust it. So, and to trust is to have faith. What do we have faith in? When we learn to trust, we learn to have faith, and we truly embody that, peace follows. Who likes peace in their life? I love peace in my life. And now I can feel like the history of the way planets were born and Earth and all that, kind of feel like that with my past, where it's just a bunch of meteors crash in and that wasn't very peaceful in the beginning of my life, but it built me up nice and strong, and then now is the time, like the way the Earth is formed with its beautiful rivers and oceans and landscapes. So I got that peace because I can trust every day. Every day I wake up and make the choice to trust and let things be. And these things are going to get a little deeper and deeper. When you find peace and you find a way to let things be and you find your faith and you find the trust, what is another thing that can build up? Resilience, strength. Think of the rock in a river. It can fall in from on top of a cliff with its sharp edges and its sheer weight and just the landing of it in the river and it starts to split the river and it makes a current all change and there's a lot of changes with that flow because of that rock. But that rock will often doesn't have the choice but to let it be, because it doesn't have legs and arms. It doesn't get up and run or swim out of the river. It's a sign of what can happen. Look how beautiful a rock is when it just let itself be in the river, in the current. How smooth, how polished, how nice of a rock. Now it's not a jagged rock that, you know, is clunky and no shape. Now it has a flow to it, and it works with the current, with the system. Now here's one, let it be, that I feel was and is probably one of the more practicing parts. When you let it be, after somebody has done something to you, or how would we say, trespassed against us way, and you let that be, knowing that life has happened for us, all the trust and faith in the life we live, guided by Spirit, guided by God, we learn to forgive. That's the only way we can be in peace. All these things are tied together. The faith, the trust, the forgiveness. It's all tied in together. Now, it doesn't mean if somebody, slaps my left cheek, I'm gonna let it be, and you get to keep slapping my left cheek. That is not what that means. I'm going to be wise enough to know the difference, and I can listen to prayer, and I'm not going to let you get away with it again. But I will accept the fact that it happened. I'm gonna let that be, because I can't change it. I can't go back into my past and change the fact that I just got slapped on my left cheek. I'm going to forgive. Brings me peace. I'm going to trust myself that I'm not going to let it happen again. It happened once. I'm going to slap you back. Hopefully I'm not slapping back because I've learned my lesson and we don't go with violence, but sometimes, I'm not going to lie, it feels good to get your get backs. But we forgive and we find peace. And when we get all these things, this culmination of all these things, what is it that happens to us? We find deeper understanding of ourselves, the world around us, how this thing works. And that in turn gives us spiritual growth. What part of this develops spirit? Why does spirit grow when we are learning to let things be? It goes back to the truth and the faith. Now, I have a whole long list of things that I can go back into and just find the who I forgave, how that helped me grow, how it molded, the things that happened that I had to let be, that I can't reverse. Like mom's passing, I was, even though I saw that coming and how much the doctors told us it was happening, and that whole 5-year battle of battling cancer, and I was right there with her, going to all her, and finding myself praying for change, praying for an answer, and at the same time having to find a way to let it be up until the point she passed, and I had to let that be. Oh, you got to reach way deep down. Your feelings are in your heart, but your heart sinks to your stomach, so you got to reach a little further and go all the way down to your stomach and just pull those feelings out and just hang on for a moment, and then realize I can't change. I have to accept this. I have to let this be. Life is full circle in that way. You don't live a complete life without that passing part. So I have to learn to let it be. And so it is. Now, it's December and Jesus' birthday is coming up. So I figured, why not bring up a little story on letting it be and talking about not really Jesus, but maybe because I have mama issues, I'm going to talk about Mary. Mary had a big lesson on letting it be. A lesson for us. Can you imagine? You want to sleep one day, and you woke up, and I said, you're pregnant. And you're going to be pregnant with the world's Savior, the Messiah. That's some big news. That is huge news. I couldn't imagine that. But I'm not the one bearing babies, but if somebody, what? I mean, I had a kid young. I mean, I was like 19 when Destiny was born. That one I was kind of ready for. I was rooting for that one. I think all my life, since like the second grade or first grade, I had a thought in my head, I'm going to have a daughter one day, and her name's going to be Destiny. And I held on. And one day, I had a daughter, and I named her Destiny. And I was like, this is it. Boom. I guess that might be a thing of let it be. I had that thought. I got a message and said, let it be. But so Mary gets to be a virgin, be told she's going to have this baby. They didn't have, what was it, Roe Wade back then? So it wasn't really her choice, apparently. God, I guess, made an exception that one time, but we're doing better. And we're trying to, I guess, as a whole, as a country, but yes, your body. So she has to give birth to Jesus, the Son of God. And an angel tells us it's going to happen, and that's kind of really crazy, and it's life-changing because, one, you're a virgin. Two, you're going to have a baby without the process, and you're supposed to believe this angel, which I don't know what that angel exactly looks like. But can you imagine what she has and let it be? A whole divine plan. This is a plan that's holy. An angel's telling you, hey, this is what's going to be. So there's right there. She accepts that, and she lets it be. There's uncertainty and a challenge because especially if you've never been a parent before, and especially you're being told, hey, this is going to be the Messiah, this world, or the one that unites the world, the one that elevates humankind. That's big uncertainty to accept in the moment, and really huge thoughts. And then I think a lot of us here have been parents or big brothers and sisters or something lines. But to have the faith and then the obedience to follow through. And so it is to follow through, just let it be. That's hard to do. I change my mind all the time, every day. I make up a decision and I just change my mind because I don't like it anymore. I couldn't do that with being a parent. Can't imagine doing it raising the Messiah. Like, hold on, God. This is getting a little extreme. I just had to put my baby in a basket and roll him down the river. That's hard to do. And to accept that. All of us who've had a baby before, how much love do you have for this baby that you want to protect it, hold it, fight off anything that comes to hurt it? And here, your plan is to put a baby in a bag and roll it down the river so it doesn't get murdered. To have that kind of faith, and you're holding on to that. That is mind-blowing to me. Now, today we don't have to put our babies in the river and push them down, but there's other things we have to worry about. And we have to let things be and then find the things and have the courage to change the things that we can. So her acceptance and her words, let it be to me according to your word. That to me reflects her readiness, her trust, her belief in her letting go and letting God. Not just, but guide. To trust that you are being guided all the time. God is always there. You are never alone. And that is why we can let it be. We know deep down in our hearts, seated in the back of our minds or at the center, that God is there with us, and it's okay to let it be. You can have the faith to let it be. Now, if I had homework for anybody this week, it would be to go home, listen to that song by the Beatles, Let It Be. Maybe in your car, because a car has a great sound system. Maybe you have great sound system at home. Crank that up and see where that can show up in your life, where let it be works. Let it be. I wish I had more time to get into the personal stories that help mold or guide me to the point where I'm here talking about it today. It is such a problem. And I'm sure each and every one of you have this guiding post memories that you had where you had to let it be, accepted the way things were, what the things that appeared to be circumstances. You know, when I was younger, I never thought that I would make it past 18. I had to grow up with thinking that I'm gonna have to let this be. I'm probably not gonna make it. I was 18 and I didn't really have a plan, because I never really thought I was gonna make it out of that age. You imagine waking up one day and you don't have plan of anything at all, and you're okay, I'm gonna have to let this be for a little bit and accept what's happening right now. I'm alive. Jeez, sometimes I had to, in the past, I was alive and let it be. Because sometimes things were so bad, I really couldn't stand it. It was so bad, and I'm just begging for change. I couldn't find a change. I sometimes felt like I had all the answers in the world to fix the world. I still do. Make me the leader of the free world. I am just kidding. I don't want that kind of pressure. Only if everybody promises to listen. Right? But letting it be. Find places in your life where that works. It'll work in a lot of places and cases. That whole getting older thing. I remember my mom, she would complain about my grandma getting older. You gotta let that be. It's okay. Talked to my grandma, you know, a couple years ago. She was telling me about how she felt about older and aging, and how she would rather let it be, because she gets to live life that way as she can, and that's a blessing every day that we get to live, and she lives it with love. She sees her grandkids. She just didn't fear. She accepted old age, and she accepts getting older. She's about her arthritis sometimes, and I give her little massages, but then even she says thank you, and she appreciates the massages and the connection there, because she can let it be. So let things be to find your peace. Let things be to find forgiveness, to be forgiven. Let it be, let it be. I wish I had a singing voice and I could sing that song for you guys right now, because I like it that much. I seriously played it 4 or 5 times on the way here in the drive. If you turn it on my car, it's on right now. So homework song and feel it. Feel it in your tummy, feel it in your chest, feel it in the back of your mind, feel it in your frontal lobes. Let it be. And when you do your Christmas shopping, because there's only 16 days left, couldn't get it all done, let it be. If there's a long line, you don't want to wait, let it be. Do online shopping, let it be. But find your peace. And remember, it's Jesus' birthday coming up. Throw a party. Okay? And that's the message today, folks.
Thank you.